It is March, and I've finished my first Mammoth, Stalin, the Court of the Red Tsar, by Simon Sebag Montefiore, weighs in at 850 pages. My name is Jim, this is my Booktube channel, books, reading and stuff. I'm not Steve Donahue or one of the other prodigious readers on Booktube. I didn't start Stalin in March, I started it back in January. It focuses on those who were surrounding Stalin during his ruthless leadership of the Soviet Union, from the death of Lenin to his own death in 1953. The book I found very readable and scholarly, having a plethora of footnotes. For me, it was a 5-star read, as was his earlier book, The Young Stalin. I live in Georgia. I've visited Gori. I've seen the birthplace of Stalin and the museum associated with it. I've seen his green train carriage. Asking ChatGPT who are the most famous Georgians, Stalin always tops the list. Some Georgians are filled with pride that this Kinto, a Georgian street urchin, should rise to rule of the vast Soviet Empire. Others will condemn his purges and massacres, but still think highly of his personal qualities, strategic skills, and survival instinct. During the Russian Civil War, Stalin grasped the convenience of death as the simplest and most effective political tool. By the end of his reign, he may have been responsible for perhaps the deaths of 20 million souls. Through the famine he orchestrated in Ukraine, the terror which peaked in the years 1937 and 1938, with hundreds of thousands of executions and millions sent to work as slaves on the gulags, and the Second World War. Sometimes his henchmen were even more ruthless than him, surpassing the high quotas he set for executions and deportations. The court of Stalin was filled with paranoia. The leader could turn on erstwhile favourites on a whim. Stalin could work extraordinarily long hours and had a surprising genius for charming people. Molotov is described as the Robespierre of Stalin's court, a connection to an earlier homicidal terror. Most of the magnates in the Politburo were semi-educated autodidacts like Stalin, who never stopped studying. Beria, another Georgian, was the only first secretary who personally tortured his victims. If you're interested in Stalin, I'd recommend Simon Sebag Montefiore's book. I wouldn't recommend this. This is Koba the Dread by Martin Amis. This is very negative, very one-sided. Stalin was a very complex figure. And now I should start my next Mammoth, Cryptonomicon. This weighs in at over a kilo. Now this is my Mammoth, Neal Stephenson, Cryptonomicon. (1,007 grams). That's over a kilo of book. That's some Mammoth. If you enjoyed this video, you can like it below. This will help with the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.